Huggie Pacino back with another video. Okay, I'm going to speak on this because it has been brought to my attention that people want to know what I have to say about the Shannon Sharpe situation. First of all, we're going to be logical here. You can't throw shame at me. You can't throw shaming tactics. So I'm going to say this before we go any further. Shaming tactics are a very useful thing to most black men or people who feel like they could have a disagreement amongst the popular opinion. Because the popular opinion is this. Shannon Sharpe is 56 years old. He shouldn't be talking to a 20-year-old girl. And it makes him out to be, well, let them tell it, a pedo. But that's not what a pedo is, but I digress. That's what they say. They said it makes him out to be some type of creep or weirdo or pedo type tendencies. The popular opinion also is that, you can't be talking to these white girls. These white girls are very dangerous and get you in trouble. And now he's paying a whole lot of money, and he's been paying with a whole lot of money. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we're going to be logical because I don't care what you say about me. Me personally, I'm 43. I just turned 43. I don't talk to 20-year-old girls. However, if I want to talk to a 20-year-old girl, what is anybody going to do about it? I'm not breaking any laws. I'm doing what I want to do. It's all within legal parameters. Your opinion does not matter because at the end of the day, if she has given me consent, I'm the one that's actually pursuing her in any way. It could just be sex, it could be a relationship, or whatever the case may be. However, let's point this out. Let me point this out real quick. Does anybody remember that there's a term called sugar daddy? Sugar daddy is a term that women have came up with that were younger, and typically it came from where women were needing money or financial benefits from an older male. A lot of it, 90% of it revolves around having sex with the older gentleman who's willing to pay you for your services of need within the financial benefits. Now, I've never heard of any woman that had a problem with a woman that's 19, whether it be 18, 19, 20, 21. Because remember, a lot of girls that went to college had sugar daddies. A lot of girls that were strippers had sugar daddies. A lot of girls that was on welfare had sugar daddies. What we don't like to talk about is that you were fucking them older guys too. Nobody said a word. Because it's okay for you to be a whore talking to an older guy. Well, what's the difference in this situation with Shannon? Well, Shannon just so happened to be rich. He's wealthy. Shannon just so happened to have millions of dollars. Shannon just so happened to be in the 1%. And whether you like it or not, Shannon, for his age, is in incredible shape. He's not bad looking. I'll pause. I'm just keeping it real. Because a lot of women, and don't act like I ain't see it, don't act like I don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of women find Shannon Sharpe attractive. He's intellectually, good with his work. He's good at what he does. He's well-spoken. He's a little country in his accent. But nonetheless, we all know by now that Shannon ain't trying to settle down or get married. Shannon has never been that type that ever had been in a situation where he's had a consistent relationship where he's trying to have a marriage. So if you fucking with Shannon Sharpe, you probably just gonna get fucked and left. Or probably gonna have you around just for the benefit of just having sex. On top of all of this, let's address the elephant in the room. The woman is a whore, okay? 20 years old don't matter. She's still a whore. At the end of the day, when she get done dealing with Shannon, even if you found out he was talking to the 20-year-old girl, the girl has all type of men, probably older than Shannon, richer than Shannon, paying Shannon, not Shannon, paying her, fucking her, etc. Right? All of this is happening. You just know about one guy in the public eye that's dealing with her. All right? Trust me, if Shannon was fucking with that girl, he ain't the only one. He probably got turned on by somebody that introduced the girl to him. With that being said, here we go. The age gap thing is some bullshit, because what's the difference between what Shannon did? Because technically, wouldn't he be a sugar daddy? I'm sorry, this microphone is not working. Wouldn't Shannon be technically a sugar daddy? I mean, what's the difference in Rufus having a automotive company and he makes a good 6 figures a year, and Christina that lives in the projects can't pay, that needs a new car because she got 4 or 5 kids on welfare? I mean, what's the difference? One is rich, and ironically, the other girl is making money too, because, well, she might not be rich, but she's making a pretty penny on OnlyFans because she has a big following. Now, I've learned a lot over the years is that a lot of women have been lying. I've met women in the dating field that will tell you about they've been abused in the past, sexually or physically, and some of them are lying. Some of them are not telling the truth about themselves. You can listen to the stories and tell that they're not telling the truth. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not the person, I'm just keeping it real. I'm not the person that's going to believe all women. I'm not. I'm not going to believe every man. I'm not going to believe everybody. I'm not going to believe nobody until there's some evidence to substantiate your claim. Period. I don't care who you are. And when it comes to women and it's accusations about, like, listen, if you did something to her, then if it's all about a money grab, at this point, I don't take you serious. I don't think it was that bad, honestly. I know that's not a popular opinion, but remember, if somebody did something wrong to you, you want justice. You don't want a check. It seemed like maybe you enjoy because you remember, this is supposed to be a BDSM type thing. This is supposed to be where a lot of, rough sex going on, because let's just call it what it is. A lot of women love rough sex. This is why 50 Shades of Grey was a very popular book, a popular movie. Everyone loves it. And I've learned over the years that y'all be women. Listen, I'm gonna get personal with y'all. There's been women I've had sex with who have been abused, okay? Who have been physically abused in their past. And I would literally, it'd be like moments like this. We just keeping it real, right? Let's just say there's a woman on top of you. To the guys that's watching, tell me if I'm right or wrong or here. A woman could be on top of you if she's really enjoying the sex, if she's riding your dick, right? If you ain't trying to choke her, she's grabbing your hand to do this to her. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm making this up. And the first thing come to your mind is that, wait a minute, this girl has been abused and she wants you to choke her during sex. You could be on top of her. Listen, I know 80% of the women I've had sex with will literally grab my hand and put it to her neck and want you to do it and tell you, choke me. One girl told me to choke her harder. Now, I'm just going to keep it real here. This is the part where we bring logic into place. You could choke a black woman, especially if she's dark-skinned. They'll never know if you did it. But watch them white girls, light-skinned chicks too. You put them hands, especially for niggas that don't cut their nails. I cut my nails. You got to always be prepared. You might have to do some things to her. And you can't have no nails on you. You can't have long nails. You can't have nails, for those who know women. Anyway, but in that case, if you want to choke her, just try not to do it hard. Don't leave a mark. Because she could come back and say you choked her, and next thing you know, you going to jail. Or just avoid the chick that wants to be choked. I don't know how many women told me to choke them. I just lost count on that. And all of them that have been abused will not deny that they want you to choke them. This is weird. It's like, slap my ass, pound it. Like, your girls are weird. Like, it makes you wonder, like, I'm starting to think that some of them like the abuse that they've experienced. Now, I'm not the one that's condoning any abuse. I don't abuse women. I haven't. So, back to the point. So, Shannon could do whatever he want to do. He can fuck any woman he want. It could be white. But see, here's the thing. Why is it okay to lump white women into a particular group where black men get in trouble when black women are responsible for the destruction of black people as single mothers at almost 80%? Most of the children that grow to be, especially boys, a lot of these boys that are in your neighborhoods that are trashing shit, breaking in cars, doing all the violence, a lot of them grew up without a father. But let's just be nice here. Let's not go there. Let's just speak about relationships. How many men can leave a comment and say, yeah, this black woman I was dating said that I hit her, made up a story about me touching her daughter. Black woman sent me to jail because she didn't like me, or the fact that I didn't want to be with her no more, so she just wanted to do some harm to me. You know, like burn up my car or flatten my tires, or, you know, took me to court for child support. And I'm a great father. You know, these type of things. None of this exists. None of these things exist. They've never happened. They don't. You want to run down the celebrity list of people, you know, like Mike Tyson, who you want me to really believe that he beat up Robin Gibbon? We're seeing what Mike Tyson do with gloves on and gloves off. Robin Gibbons ain't got no scar and never had a scar to prove a point about what happened to her. What about Brandon Banks? Is it Brian Banks or Brandon Banks, the football player that was accused of rape? What about him? I mean, we could go down a long list of black women. But here's the thing. We can't lump black women into that group of men who have bad experiences with them. However, black men, don't you fuck with them white women. Don't you fuck with them white women. Don't do it. It's going to get you in trouble. That's what they tell us, right? Okay. It's okay to say that. And here's the thing. There's black women and there's white women. So what do you say about the Puerto Rican girls? What do you say about the Dominican girls, or the Cuban girls, Colombian girls, Haitian girls, Jamaican girls, Jewish girls, Italian girls? What do you say about all these different women? What do you say about them? Are they not included into the possibility of black men dealing with them? See, here's the thing. Black women, I'm speaking to y'all for a moment. You can do all the shaming you want about trying to make black men feel a certain way, because just because Shannon Sharpe is up here dealing with a 20-year-old whore from OnlyFans does not mean that there's black women like myself who gonna be dealing with a 20-year-old whore from OnlyFans. I ain't trying to have no relationship with a chick that's a whore anyway. However, if I choose to sleep with a girl and we just fucking around, that's my business. I can do what I want. See, I'm going to bring up Tommy for a moment. Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. You know why Tommy Sotomayor ain't never been in these type of scandals? Tommy taught me one thing. You notice how he always has been accused but never been proven of anything you said. He got cameras in his home. He can't even trust people coming to his house because women have tried. Said he did things and he didn't do nothing. You got to start recording women in your house. And it's messed up when you got to do that because he's a high profile player. Not player, I'm sorry. High profile, public figure. So when it comes down to all these things you talking about Shannon, I just think that Shannon is just, and it would just being real, Shannon is probably just he's a freak. Y'all haven't watched the Light Camp? Him and Ocho are freaks. A lot of these black men are freaks, especially men with money. They're just freaks. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, it is what it is. Maybe their sexual desires is just, you know what? Because just be keeping it real here. The man got 3 children. Not that I know of. He ain't got no biracial kids, so he ain't got no kids with white women. He got kids with black women, to my understanding. He got 3 of them. So apparently, to sit here and try to make it out to be where he only talks to white women is stupid. Because somebody did me like that. You only talk to white girls. Like, listen, I probably talked to 30%. 30% of the women in my life were white. 30%. Majority of the women I've been with were black. As a matter of fact, the black women that were with me, I didn't see a lot of people really supporting that or coming out saying, oh my God, it's beautiful. And so when I had the white girl, they run away or they get mad. Like, it's weird to me. Like, y'all sit back and y'all sit up try to shame black men for dealing with anybody but a black woman. Meanwhile, when a black woman is dealing with white men, we don't say nothing. We don't care. You ain't heard Umar shame no black woman. You ain't never seen that Umar say nothing about no white or black women dealing with snow men or whatever the fuck you call it. Matter of fact, a snow bunny is only reference to a white woman. That's a disrespectful thing to do because, well, we can't call black women Shaniquas and Keishas. We can't do that. Remember? That's wrong. So y'all got to make up y'all mind. Like, how do y'all want this? Because at the end of the day, black men, back to you. Do what you want to do as long as it's legal. Do whatever you do because it's safe. And do whatever you want to do because you can. At the end of the day, it's your life. Live it. But don't be dumb as Shannon Sharpe out here fucking with 20-year-old whores. You got to be careful. If you bring a 20-year-old whore to your house, keep the cameras rolling. I don't know how Shannon is rich. And I know Tommy ain't as rich as him, but why the fuck you ain't got no cameras? Like, I have a whole fucking setup in my crib. And first of all, one thing I can say, Tommy said he only talk on the phone. Like, Shannon, you talk too much. Like, don't talk on the phone. You know like, first of all, Shannon, you should have learned by now that you are always a target. You're rich. Bitches try to set me up. I ain't nobody. Bitches try to set me up all the time. Bitch tried to set me up and said she got pregnant one time. White girl. Said she was pregnant. I was like, you pregnant? You missed your period? Okay. I said, so who's the lucky guy? He said, what do you mean? I'm trying to let you know because I'm the only one I said, okay, your point is? Well, I was trying to see, did you take the condom off? I said, nope, I did not. You sure? Positive. I hope everything works out for you, though. She tried that move, like, maybe I did, maybe. No, I did not. I did not. Nope. And here's the thing, man. You know, I've been in a situation where a black woman said I did something. Black woman said I hit her, I beat her up, blah, 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 blah. You know, shit, my baby mother said I did something to her car, which is the car I co-signed. I did something to her car, but she's around here burning up my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. One thing about it is that we gotta, as black men, we have to stop trying to make it out to be where white women are a problem or black women aren't. We got to start thinking, yo, when it comes down to women, man, you got to be careful because at the end of the day, ain't nobody going to save you. You got to be careful. You got to start watching yourself. You got to start be careful and be aware of your surroundings. Ain't nobody going to give a fuck about you because you going to be fucking with that white girl. And as soon as you get caught up, you know what they're going to do? They're going to laugh at you. Oh, I can't, they're fucking with that white girl anyway. But as soon as a black woman, burn up your car, kind of how like they did me, nobody gave a fuck about that. Nobody gave a fuck about the black woman burning up my shit. Nobody gave a fuck about the black woman calling children's services on me and including her own kid in the story. Nobody gave a fuck about that. Nobody says, you know what, man, these black women really all fucked up out here. Nobody wants to say it. As a matter of fact, I was just watching the news with the lieutenant, the lady, said that get your children and your parents get your children. You know ain't no such thing as plural, right? You do know that single mothers are running rampant all over America. We're at 78 to 80% single mothers, and you talking about parents as if mother and fathers are in the same home at a high percentage. It's not even half no more. It used to be 43% in the 80s. But see, that's what we do. we're going to ignore the black woman at all costs. Let's shame everybody, blame everybody, and you can't do what you want to do, black man. You can't fuck who you want to fuck, black man. And take it from me. I'm out here, I'm gonna fuck with anybody I want to. If I want to fuck with a skinny chick that is a Haitian, I will. If I want to fuck with a fat chick that's a Puerto Rican, I will. If I want to fuck... Oh. No, not some of them Puerto Ricans. Some of them girls be fine when they, they chubby, though. I don't know, Dominican chubby girls look better. I'm just keeping it real. But if I want to fuck with a Italian chick, that's my business. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm not here to please nobody, and I'm not here on YouTube to please everybody. Like Kevin Gates said, if everybody like me, your pussy. So, everybody, you can't be liked by everybody, and you can't please everyone. But try not to please no one. Please the person that cares about you. Because if you don't give a fuck about me, why should I please you? Why should I do anything to make you feel happy about my decisions? I'm the same man that took a black woman to my mother and also took a white one there. Because at the end of the day, my happiness means more than anything you got to say. What makes me feel good and what makes me happy and what makes me whole and complete in my life ain't got shit to do with you. And you should feel the same way. I dated a girl that was black who had white children, had biracial children because she was married to a white guy. And I didn't judge her for that. And I do remember in the beginning, she said that, I hope you don't feel bad about that. And because, that's what I've done. I'm like, why would you feel bad? Why would I feel bad about somebody you can't help that you fell in love with? You married him. You loved him, and he's still human. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't have a problem with that. One thing I did notice is that the story that she told me about that guy was nothing like who I was. He was an asshole. He took he took about $10,000 out of her bank account, and they got divorced, and well, it ended bad. But she didn't treat him like she treated me. She had an attitude toward me, treating me like less than. And I said, why you giving me the attitude you didn't give your ex-husband? And eventually that relationship was over. But now one time did I judge her off the fact that she had a white man before. I don't care. Hell, I was dating a girl last year that was with a lesbian for 10 years. And normally I wouldn't jump in any relationship with any girl that's with women. I said, well, you know what? Let me try something different. Let me accept the woman that smokes. Let me accept the woman that's willing that had a relationship with a woman. Let's do that. And what happened was I noticed that there's certain qualities that people learn. And this whole age gap thing, like, y'all gotta cut this shit out. Like, the age gap only exists when you're too old. Because what's the difference between Shannon being 56 and, let's say, somebody being 35? So what, there's a 15-year difference when a person's 20 and at 35, but God forbid, he can't be 56. That's just too old. That's gross. That's nasty. And that's weird. And that makes you out to be some creep, or you're potentially a pedophile. Like, last time I checked, that 20-year-old girl, if she commits a crime, she's going to jail. So are you telling me that a 20-year-old is still a child? But if she busts your head, woman, if she busts your head, she ain't going to juvenile. She going to jail. As a matter of fact, you go kick her ass and probably fuck her up if she try to put her hands on you. And you will be well and right in self-defending yourself. You'll be defending yourself against an adult female that's 20. The only difference between a 20 and a 1-year-old is one can drink and one can't. And I'm sick of this whole thing about the frontal lobe. Y'all got to start doing research. The frontal lobe, development of the frontal lobe has nothing to do with people that understand more. The frontal lobe dissolves. But, I mean, come on. Like, a lot of y'all don't even understand logic is 25 or 21 or 20. I mean, listen, I'm the one that don't talk to 20-year-olds because I choose not to. It's not a preference of mine. It's not. But if I wanted to talk to a 20-year-old and I say, you know what? It's no different than me saying, well, I'm going to talk to the girl that used to be a lesbian. Let's do that. It's no different than me opening up saying, you know what, let me open up my preference. Let me talk to a girl that's 21. What you going to do about it? I don't care. I wouldn't give a fuck if I was 60. And then I saw people trying to say, well, the woman, there's another whore on OnlyFans he could have been talking to. Wait a minute. So are we trying to compare whores that should be dating Shannon or fucking with Shannon? Shannon wasn't dating this 20-year-old chick. They were just fucking. And I don't think it's a problem. I just think the only problem is if he did anything illegal in the parameter of having sex with this woman. And nobody cares about what this girl is accusing him of. No one cares. We care about the age gap, and we care about the fact that she's a white girl. That girl accusations don't mean shit to y'all. And that's the last thing I wanted to say. No one cares about her accusations. We only care about the age gap, and she's a white girl. And God forbid, Shannon, you can't be fucking with them white girls. And you heard what Monique said. Fuck out of here, Monique. Like, pfft. Monique. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I think black men do whatever you want. Hell, white men do what you want. Black woman, date whoever you want. If you want to date a white man, if you want to be with a white man, go for it. I do, however, agree with the fact that I don't like people dating outside their race and then bragging about it. The one thing I ain't never bragged or said out of my mouth, pause, I ain't never said out of my mouth, a white woman's better than a black woman, or the black woman's better than a white woman. I will tell y'all, these white girls got fat asses and they thick as fuck, and every other race just as thick as the black girl. So y'all better get y'all shit together, because when men start traveling and realizing, damn, black women just ain't the most beautiful thing in the world, especially when it comes to their attitude and what comes out of their mouth. When you travel and start going places and you start realizing when you have a taste of all the fucking ice cream scoops and Baskin Robbins, you start thinking, damn, the chocolate flavor ain't the only fucking good flavor. They got orange sherbet out here, vanilla swirl, and strawberry fucking cream cheesecake. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I mean, y'all don't gotta like it. I know I'm long-winded, but that's what I had to say. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gone.